Diversity and Inclusion Part 2. Finally, I'm getting around to doing this. So where do I start off? For season 1 of Let's Cook, my aim was to have 2 female judges and 1 male judge. Just again, to be able to increase that representation for female in media. Unfortunately, the night before we started shooting, one of the female judges wasn't able to make it, so she dropped out, and I had to find someone to fill her space. The person that I found was a male who did a fantastic job, and he did a really, really good job. So we had 2 males and 1 female. So in summary, sometimes all your intentions, your best intentions to try and create that opportunity for diversity of voices and thoughts, sometimes could be stumbled by just situations. Within the industry, production, you have to work towards your timescales as well. Everyone else is ready to go, and what do you do? So that's a practical example there of how I was aiming to do something, but had to do something else and go with the flow. For season 2 of the show, I managed to get my 2 female judges and 1 male judge. So that was okay. The aim for season 2 was to have an all-female camera crew, to try that out and to get that going. Unfortunately, again, I wasn't able to get 3 camera ladies. It seemed very hard to be able to get recommendations for camera ladies. I was able to get 2 in the end, and then I called upon a friend who's a really, really good camera man, and he did a fantastic job. And I think really the debate there is, do you exclude a guy from doing the work if you know that he can do it and he's really, really good, and you've tried all you can to try and bring up other people to, from the minority for them to get experience? And my answer to that is no, you don't exclude that person based on, let's say, their gender. Yes, you can promote other people and try and encourage them to get into it. So example, me trying to find those female artists and those creatives out there to bring them onto this project so that they could have that opportunity. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the numbers that I needed. So then I went to someone who was of a different sex. In this case, we're talking about sex, but a different sex, so it was a male. And I knew that he was really good, and I gave him the opportunity to actually work with the other 2 females. And the 3 of them did a really, really good job. So again, my intentions were to try something new, try something different, but the circumstances were that I wasn't able to pull it off this time. I think with diversity and inclusion, it's really important to know that it's the things that you do. For me, it's not at all costs. And what I mean by that is I will try my hardest to try and promote the underdog, to try and get them out there, to try and encourage them to have those opportunities. But then if I have someone else that is there that maybe isn't part of the underdog, but in some way they might need support as well, then I wouldn't disregard them just because they don't fit into that bracket. So giving everyone that opportunity, but trying to pull up those who need that extra helping hand, I think is the only thing that you can do, and what I've tried to do. So what are your thoughts? How do you try and manage that, the dilemma of, wanting to promote other people, but at the same time not wanting to exclude someone that doesn't fit in that bracket? Someone that doesn't fit in that bracket. Let me know your thoughts, and we can continue this conversation about diversity and inclusion. The other thing as well is, while we're working on set, if there's anything that I can do to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and they're able to thrive in the situation that they've been put in, then that would be a good way forward. So I can't think of anything specifically. There's one thing specifically that I do think of is there were 2 people on the set that were in the crew that were Muslim, and this is a food cooking show. So I was very keen and very I took the time to ask them about what restrictions they have, whether they can't film pork, for example, or be around pork. If that was the case, then I would have made adjustments. So speaking to them, they said that because their work is filming, they were able to actually film that and be around it, but not touch it, of course. So I took that into consideration. Same with the contestants as well. I made sure that the contestants in the competition that were Muslim didn't have to handle pork or work with other people that were handling pork at the same time as them. So that was a consideration that we took into place to encourage, again, diversity. There were Christians, there were Muslims, non-believers, and it's about creating that harmonious environment so that everyone can thrive, and those that are underdogs can have an opportunity to even start the conversation to begin to thrive, since the other class of people have already had that opportunity. So carry on the discussion. I've just finished a meeting across the road with a TV station for the airing of Let's Cook Season 1. So we'll see how that goes, but I will keep you updated, and let's continue the conversation.